What is up, you beautiful happy hustlers out there? Cary Jack here, and I hope you are having a fantastic day. Just staying grateful, staying positive, and enjoying this very moment right here and right now. And in this solo episode of the Happy Hustle podcast, we're talking about doing more passionate hobbies. That means things that you actually enjoy doing, things that may not actually make you money or have any chance of making you any money, but maybe even might cost you money, because that is what life is all about, having fun doing things you enjoy. What is all that happy hustling for if you're not having fun? So we're going to dive deep into this topic in this episode of the Happy Hustle podcast. So buckle up. Now, let's dive in. Real quick, I want to thank this episode's sponsor, Therasage, for basically sponsoring this podcast that you're listening to and watching right now. This wouldn't be possible without our amazing sponsors supporting us. And one of my personal favorites is Therasage. They're a family-owned company. They really make some of the best holistic healing products on the market. My portable and affordable Therasage 360 Plus is sitting right next to me in my office right now. I'm going to hop in that bad boy later. But that is one of my go-to biohacks for just decreasing the inflammation in my body, burning calories while just sitting on my butt, and just increasing the blood flow circulation. Not to mention, really, it's good for your hair, your skin, your nails, your teeth, all of those different attributes that full spectrum red light therapy actually bring to the table. You get it with the Thera 360 Plus sauna. So if you guys want one of those, you get the hookup just from listening to the Happy Hustle podcast. You can get it at therasage.com and then use code HAPPY, HAPPY, to save yourself 10%, not only on the sauna, but on everything store-wide. That's THERASAGE.com, and then use code HAPPY to save. Now, let's dive into this episode of the Happy Hustle podcast. All right, guys, we're back with this episode of the Happy Hustle podcast, all about doing the things you love more regularly, right? And that's what it's about, actually enjoying some fun hobbies. And if you know the happy hustle in any capacity, in order to really achieve blissful balance and call yourself a happy hustler, you need to be crushing it in each of the 10 alignments. Now, one of those 10 alignments, one of my personal favorites of those 10 alignments is passionate hobbies. Remember, the 10 alignments by soul mapping is the acronym. S stands for selfless service. O for optimize health. U, unplug digitally. L, loving relationships. So that's the soul part. Then you got the mapping. M for mindful spirituality. A for abundance financially. The first P is personal development. The second P is this episode, passionate hobbies, which we're talking about. And then you got I for impactful work, and then N for nature connection. So that's the framework. That's the Bible, of happy hustling. That's what makes up, being a happy hustler, those 10 alignments. But in order to truly happy hustle in any of them, you need to make sure that, first of all, you do them regularly, right? Persistent consistency, not just a one-off. Oh, I did, my co-ed sports pickup game one time last month. Like, that's not going to help you achieve the balance that you're seeking. And that's really what it's all about, is having that blissful balance, both personally and professionally. So this is the topic, passionate hobbies, one of my personal favorites. And what's interesting about passion hobbies is a lot of the things that we happy hustle for, we actually are looking to get something out of, monetary, like reward. Meaning, if I put forth and actually read the latest personal development book that's, next on my docket, I look to get something out of it, not just knowledge, but maybe a financial reward from applying that knowledge. With passionate hobbies, you oftentimes actually have to pay for them, right? I pay to play like advanced soccer with my men's league team. Now it's the premier division, so you have to pay, and there's referees. Back in the day, I used to get paid to play. I got my college scholarship, then I played semi-pro, but now I pay to play. And it's one of those things now twice a week that lights me up because I get to get after it and go hard playing a sport that I love. For you have to think about what is something that you enjoy doing, something non-work related, an activity that actually you can plan into your weekly routine that will bring you joy. That could be oil painting, that could be swing dancing, that could be playing cards or swimming or knitting or playing pickup basketball, whatever it is. You have to give yourself permission to do that thing regularly. Okay. And I find minimum that once to twice a week is required. That's like a necessary frequency in order to actually, feel balanced. I mean, some of the hobbies that I enjoy doing personally, martial arts being one of them, Krav Maga specifically, playing that competitive soccer, fly fishing, going out, reading, dancing with my partner, Stephanie. Like, we paid for private dance classes. That was a hobby that was also, it's really good for neurochemistry and those brain synapses, learning dance moves. There's a lot of benefits to hobbies as well. So you have to decide what maybe those hobbies are for you, right? And I just know my life is happier and more fulfilled because I do those hobbies. And so the key here, and I want to really stress this and make sure that this is an important part for you to just take home with you, is you must actually do the activity and put it on your calendar and then treat it with the same importance as anything else on your calendar. Okay. That means your business meeting gets the same priority as your date night, as the same priority as your reading 30-minute block, as the same priority as your 20-minute painting session, whatever it is, right? They have to get the same importance. And that's really what I found was a catalyst in my happy hustling journey for myself, is when I really started to look at my calendar and say, oh, okay, this deserves my full attention just as much as my business does, just as much as my relationship does, right? So that is really important. And I think it's also important to know when those hobbies are happening. Like, for me, fishing, fly fishing, the two best times to fly fish are early in the morning or late in the evening. So I plan my days accordingly when I know I'm going fly fishing those days, based on the times that those passionate hobbies are best to do, right? So think about right now, what are your top 3 hobbies, your top 3 favorite hobbies? And I want you to not just like let this go in one ear and out the other. You're listening to this right now because you want more. You want better in your life. You want to become a greater version of yourself. I'm telling you, this right here, by actually doing passionate hobbies, will make you a more wholesome, fulfilled, balanced, happy hustler. Okay, so don't just let this go in one ear and out the other. Decide what your top 3 favorite hobbies are right now. Okay, think about it. Now, decide when you will do each of those this week. This week, I want you to put 3 hobbies on your calendar for this week. Okay, it can be as simple as a 30-minute hobby. You can find 90 minutes to do fun things over the next 7 days. I know you can. Okay. Now, again, decide what those 3 things are, and then actually take out your phone or your calendar or your journal and actually schedule them, write them in. Okay. That's what's really going to separate you from just talking about it and actually doing it, is putting them in your calendar. Okay. Now, I want to take it a step further. I highly recommend not just doing the things you've always done. All right. But actually add in new hobbies to your life every 3 to 6 months. Okay. This way you never get bored and you continue to grow your skill sets. All right. Diversification is not only beneficial for your financial investment portfolio, my friend. Okay. It's also beneficial for your hobby portfolio, right? So think about, what are you curious about right now? Or what skill or activity have you seen in the movies or online and you were like, man, I should do that. I should try that, Like maybe it's kiteboarding, or maybe it is a martial art, or maybe it's something else, right? You know what it is for you. Okay. But that's what I want you to actually think about implementing into your future hobbies, portfolio. Like this week, you're going to have 3 new hobbies, or your 3 favorite. You're going to do those. You're going to do those every week. Okay. But next, quarter, I want you to think about what you can implement for a new hobby. Or if you're really motivated, go ahead and start it sooner, but I just want, this is my personal process that I want to just share with you guys. Again, I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm just a reporter, this is working in my life. Here, I'm going to share with the happy hustlers out there. But I will say, adding new hobbies into my life has been really beneficial. Everything becomes, a little older over time. That's why it's important to cycle in new things regularly that keep your excitement. So think about right now and answer this question for yourself. What is a new activity or a hobby that you have been wanting to do? Okay. Now, answer this question. When will you do it? Like, actually put it on the calendar. Choose a date. Okay, I want to, start ice fishing in November. Okay, that's when the ice freezes or whatever, wherever you live, or maybe you want to start water skiing, whatever it is for you. Or maybe you want to learn something else like coding, that could be a hobby too. It just depends. Whatever that hobby is, I want you to put it on your calendar. Okay. And then you really have to think about what is actually needed in order to take up this activity or hobby. All right. That's like, one of those question marks, like, okay, if I'm trying to learn a new martial art, I'm going to need an instructor who knows the martial art, right? Or else I'll try to do the school of YouTube, but oftentimes it's better to just pay an expert and then you'll learn faster, right? I picked up acoustic guitar recently. I'm terrible. I'm trying the school of YouTube, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to just pay for actual lessons soon. My buddy who's really good here, he's offered, but it's one of those things where if you want to actually learn faster, just hire an expert who can give you personal advice and advanced lessons, right? So just to ensure that you are actually following through with your passion hobbies, one more time, I want you to schedule them on your calendar and then treat them with the same importance as you do anything else, okay? This is a meeting with yourself. This must be valued, all right? You have to do these things regularly, or else you might become out of balance in your life, right? That happens if we don't do the things that we say we're going to do. First of all, we feel bad about ourselves. Second of all, if we don't show up for our hobbies and we don't fill our cup up, it's hard to give to others. We must give from our overflow. And then in order to get that overflow, you have to make sure that you're filling your cup up first with these passion hobbies, right? Have some fun. You earned it. You work hard. I know you do. You wouldn't be even listening or watching this right now if you weren't a hard worker trying to get better every day. All right. That's who the happy hustlers are. And I know that you have earned yourself some fun. So have some. Give yourself permission. Okay. It's not enough to just do it every now and again, like once a month. That's too few and far in between. We need to treat your hobbies on the calendar with the same importance as work, and we need to schedule them regularly. I challenged you to put 3 on your calendar in the next 7 days. Okay. Moving forward after this first wave, pick your favorite 2 and keep them on as just a reoccurring cycle every single week. You have X to do on Tuesday and X to do on Thursday. And then if you want to do one on Saturday, Sunday, great. But that's just really what I wanted to stress on this episode, is how important it is to actually implement passionate hobbies in your life. That's how you continue to happy hustle your dream reality, my friend. That is how you can actually live that blissfully balanced life of both passion, purpose, and make a positive impact. I hope you got some value from this one, y'all. I'm out. Peace and love. And one more thing, guys. If you got any value from this episode or any episode in the past, I would so appreciate if you could leave us a review and just freaking share this with one person who needs this. Just send it to them in a DM or on a messenger, email, whatever form of contact you want to use. That is how we share this message with the world and continue to spread the happy hustle vibes to your tribe, to your family, your friends, people you care about. Specifically, I want you to also think about, if you haven't already, doing the caryjack.com/quiz. This is the assessment of, are you a happy hustler or not? It's completely free, and that will tell you where you may be lacking in your life and where you need to prioritize change accordingly. You can check it out at caryjack.com/quiz. Take it, takes 60 seconds. I do this regularly every Sunday in order to really benchmark where I'm at and where I want to be in each of those 10 alignments. And it has been a staple in my routine, and it really will continue to be, because it's that beneficial. You have to know in order to grow. You need to measure in order to manage, right? So check it out, caryjack.com/quiz. And if you would, please share this episode with a friend. Thanks so much, guys. Now I'm out. Peace and love.